Hello, this is Martin Lewis of MoneySavingExpert.com on the 29th of May with a quick briefing about the second Self-Employment Income Support Scheme grant that the Chancellor is just about to stand up and announce. I say he's just about to announce it because I've had an email through which is an embargo detailed of exactly what's happening. So I want to talk you through the details. Clearly the Chancellor may say more, but I doubt there's much that he's going to say that isn't in this. Well, the most important thing to start, there is going to be a second grant. It was touch and go for a while, 50-50. And I was one of those involved in pushing very hard that because we had seen the furlough scheme extended till October, there should be something similar for those who are self-employed. And indeed, we do now have it, although it won't be as long. Remember, the first grant covered March until May. This grant covers June until August. It doesn't go on till October. But they are saying this is the second and final grant, so it will be the only payment that is received in future on the back of this. Now, unless you haven't received the first grant, that is. It's also slightly less generous than the first grant that we saw. I'll just move my camera down a bit. The first grant was 80% of profits up to £2,500 a month. This is 70% of profits up to £2,190 a month. But in truth, you get a lump sum for the 3 months. So it's a maximum payout of £6,570 compared to the first grant that was £7,500. And I think there is some equivalence here to the furlough scheme where employers are going to have to start to contribute more each month towards the furlough scheme. So, what do you need to know about it? Has eligibility criteria changed? Not at all. If you were eligible for the first grant, you're eligible for this grant. If you weren't for the first grant, over £50,000 of profits, made more than 50% of your income from things other than self-employment, then you're not going to get this. No change on limited company directors, no change on the fact that it's all done on tax returns in the 3 years up until April 2019, which means new self-employed people, even though actually you could now have been self-employed for 20 months not qualifying for this when you count which tax year you need in the 50% system. No, you're not going to be eligible for this. If you were eligible for the first scheme, you're eligible for this, with one minor caveat that on both schemes, you have to declare that your business has been affected by coronavirus on both the grant, the first and the second one. So you may not have been affected by coronavirus from March to May, but if you are now affected by coronavirus in June to August, you'd be eligible for the second scheme and not the first scheme. But of course, in most cases, pretty much every business is affected for both the periods. What counts as being affected by coronavirus? Well, you could have been ill and off work. Your staff could have been ill and off work, so you were unable to run the business, or simply you had to shut, or you had less demand coming in on the back of coronavirus. It is a simple declaration. It is always subject to audit, but you will know, have you been genuinely affected by coronavirus, even to 10, 20% of your business? If so, and you're eligible in all the other criteria, then you can absolutely say yes, that your business has been affected and you will be eligible for this grant money. So, some crucial dates for you. You still have until the 13th of July to apply for the first grant, the March to May. You'll be able to apply for this second grant in August. One presumes, don't know the detail, that the payout will be similar to the first one, in which it came within 5 or 6 days. So I'd expect the money, my guesswork, not official, but for your planning, I probably think it'd be coming sometime around the middle of August is when you'll get the cash. We're going to get more details on the exact specifics, though, on the 12th of June, which is when we'll probably get all the timings on the back of this. So that's the basic news. There is a second grant. If you got the first grant, you're going to be eligible for more money, provided your business is still affected by coronavirus. And for all those people who weren't, and I know many of you are upset and desperate and struggling, well, I'm afraid you're not eligible for this. For limited company directors, the help for you is, number one, can you furlough yourself? And that scheme has been extended too. We've got details of that. I'm doing a separate video on that. Number two, could you use a bounce back loan? And you can use that to support yourself, as can anybody who's self-employed. Go and have a look and read the article on Money Saving Expert about that one. And number three, universal credit. Apart from the furloughing element, for those who are new starter self-employed, it's those other two elements. The bounce back loans, which can be used to support your income, and Universal Credit, which are the main state support systems available to you now. So we'll continue to update our guides on Money Saving Expert as we hear more. If you've got questions, there'll be a facility in those guides where you can put your questions to us if we haven't answered them, and we will go and try and get you answers on the back of it. I will, of course, I've been on half term this week. Next week, I'm back full time, working on this type of stuff. My show's on ITV at 8:30 p.m. on Thursday, where you can ask me questions and I'll do my best to answer them. I wish you all the best. Stay safe. Thank you.